Hello everybody, Ben here, happy Hannon Studios, coming at you live from the studios right here in Manitowoc, Wisconsin. We today are going to be talking about the event from 3/15 of 2025. We are Legion 2 at American Legion Hall in Appleton, Wisconsin. This was the last and now that's wrestling event, full of very much action-packed action. We started out, Kaiser came out, said, my neck hurts, not medically cleared to fight. Roy came out and said, well, I'm not going to fight you tonight because I'm a good guy now. People like me. And then Salem Crane comes out and says, I'm not fighting you, Kaiser. I like you. You're a good guy. But Roy, even though you're a nice guy and everybody seems to love you, I am going to fight you. Unclear if this was for the One Sweet Medallion or not. Wasn't made clear to us. So, main event of the night, which we'll talk about later, will be Salem Crane versus Roy. First match of the night. So I gave that segment a 7.5 out of 10. First match of the night, Jack Spade coming out to his Roseanne music versus the Asian assassin Yoshi Kai. So, good match these two put on. It was, your typical opening match of the night. Winner was Yoshi Kai. First win in a Now ring. Gave the match 7 out of 10. Next up, it was a match for the number one contendership of the Mid-Valley Championship. A classic alpha, people actually pretty much clapped right to his music, versus the Mad Cow of Doom and versus Kellen Quest. The winner was the Mad Cow. You did have to suspend belief a little bit at the end of the match. Classic Alpha he could have put his hand out and tapped Mad Cow to get him off of Kellen. So again, just had to suspend belief a little bit. Were a few moments where things were a teeny bit sloppy. So I am giving the match a 6.5 out of 10. Next up, OWO members Steve Sawyer and Randy Fitzpatrick took on Gentleman J, Xavier Michaels. I'm not sure which persona he was today. And his surprise partner, Local Dad Eric, with the real Logan Ross. The special guest referee was the other Logan Ross. The winner was Gentleman J and Local Dad, so Gentleman J is now a member of the OWO. So we'll see what happens from that. They did beat up Chest Hair Ron after the match. Beat him down like the OWO likes to do. Did give the match an 8 out of 10 as it was humorous from beginning to end. Next up, we had Porn Stash, Peter Schwanz, who was the runner of the show, versus Preston Palmer of the Best Friends Club. If Preston won, he took the Now Tag Team titles for the Best Friends Club. In the end, a great back and forth match. These two both put on great matches. Pornstash was able to win due to well-timed interference by XTC and a crutch. So, Pornstash was able to hold on to those titles. I feel we'll probably see much more between these teams in the future. Next up we had, did give that match 7.5 out of 10. Next up we had a debut match. Lauren from the ACW training facility versus Miguel Santos. Unfortunately, while it was a spectacular match for Lauren, she was not able to pull off the victory. Miguel did win the match. I hope we see much more of Lauren. I would like to see her versus Josie. I would like to see Josie turn heel, and then I would like to see Josie versus Lauren. That would be spectacular. Gave the match a 7 out of 10. Next up, we had the title match, Mid-Valley Championship. Craig Covenant defended versus our Butler Jimothy. Great back and forth match. Always takes a little bit away when both people are faces, because who do you cheer for? Who do you boo? Okay, but still was a great match. Unfortunately, due to interference by Chest Hair King Ron and Hunter James, Craig was able to hold on to that title. Jimothy was not able to wrestle the title away from Craig. This did set up a match for the next show between Hunter James and Jimothy. Gave the match 7 out of 10. Next up, we had Arcadius versus Robbie Lovitz. The match ended up being a DQ because Adam Christopher came out in his demon mode and interfered. However, Kaiser then came out, even though he's not medically cleared, and it turned into a tag team match playa. So, in the end, the match ended up in another DQ because Adam Christopher, Demon Mode, tried to use a handle from a guitar to hit Robbie Lovitz. So if you're keeping track, Robbie Lovitz won 2 matches at the last show. So he is 2-100. This also led to a Winneconne street fight at the next show. Arcadius and Demon Mode Adam Christopher versus Kaiser and Robbie Lovitz to hopefully get some finality to the feud. Side note, would love to see the chairman come out in his demon mode and join with Arcadius and Adam Christopher to form a real heel faction of monsters. So, gave that match 7.5 out of 10. Final match of the night was Roy Cooper versus Salem Crane. This was an absolute banger of a match. Just had the fans on the edge of their seats. We Love Roy shouted for, probably heard 10 blocks away. Salem Crane doing some heel stuff, which I always like to see. In the end, the house that Roy built, Roy wasn't losing. He was able to pull off the victory. Gave this the match of the night, gave Roy the most impressive performer of the night, and did give the match a 10 out of 10. If you haven't seen that match, if you can only watch one match and the replay, watch that match. So that's it for this show. It was a great show. Oh, I did forget, announcer Josh did come back as the conquering hero because Smash was out. They used some legalese to bring Kevin back in, Mr. McClure, if you will. So he will be running the next show because Smash couldn't be there because he was doing some form of recruiting. Kind of pushing the good guys back into the role again. In this humble reporter's opinion, a little soon to be doing this. I would have saved it for Skater Mania, but I'm not the promoter of the show. So Kevin comes back. I'm going to be the boss in charge. Changes are coming. Josh is back, kicks Vic out, and we will see what happens from there. Gave the overall show an 8 out of 10. It was another great Now show. Watch next. We'll be coming with our top 7.5 list. If I don't see you again, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. And remember, stay happy.